Okay, you guys, in this video, we're gonna learn how to get the footage from our media pool into the timeline, and we're gonna learn how to cut it up and trim our footage, as well as I'm gonna teach you some really handy and useful shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so the first thing we wanna do is we wanna choose our clip. So really it could be any clip here. Let's just pick a nice walking shot that I have. Okay, once we've chosen the shot that we want to use, we come down here, and this is where we can scrub through the shot and see what's going on and, you know, what part of the shot we want to use. So you do have to kind of go through it, make sure you find a spot where the motion is smooth. What I'm looking for is there's a part of the shot where I walked backwards. Yeah, this is going forwards, but when I get to the end, I come backwards, and I want that reverse. Yeah, okay, so I'm happy with this spot right here. So once you found your spot, what you have to do is you have to set what's called an in point and then an out point. And that tells DaVinci that you want to grab the shot between this area and that area. So if this is where I want to start, I'm going to click I for in, and then I'm gonna scrub through until I'm happy. So I wanna go a little bit past that room if possible. Yes, just like that. And when I'm satisfied, I'm gonna hit O for out. And I've set an in point here and an out point here. So everything in between those points is what's gonna go onto this timeline. Okay, now, before we actually move it, what I'm gonna show you is that as your mouse hovers over the screen here, you've got a film strip here and a wave file here. So if you wanted just the video with no audio attached, you click the film strip and you drag it in, okay? So that gives you just the video footage. If this was B-roll and there was speaking already happening, I don't need the audio, so it's perfect. I can just drag in the video, and I do this all the time, and most people do as well, okay? Now, let's delete that for a second. Go back here. If I, for some reason, needed just the audio, there could be many reasons to do that, but if for whatever reason you just need the audio, click the audio file here, and you get just the audio file. Okay, now we'll go back. And then there's going to be other times where you want to grab the whole thing. So then what you do is you click right in the middle. You click and drag down, and now you've got video attached to audio, okay? So let's just recap quickly because this is very important. You're going to be doing a ton of this. You're going to choose, you either grab the film strip and put just video on the timeline, okay? You can choose just the audio wave, so just the audio file. Okay, we'll delete that. Or grab from the middle and put the whole thing down where it's video and audio connected. Okay. And that's it. It's simple. So the name of the game is just choosing in points and out points and going through all your footage, finding the areas that you think are good. And when it looks smooth, hit I and then hit O and then pop the shot in to your timeline. Okay, let's try that one more time. Let's give ourselves actually a little room here. Okay, we'll do that again. I've got my in, my out. I'm gonna grab the film strip, and then I'm gonna pop some B-roll on here. Okay. So that's pretty simple and straightforward. And again, it really is the name of the game for editing. You're going through all your footage, you're finding the spots that you want, and you hit an in, you let it go, and when you're ready to end it, hit out, boom, hit the film strip, toss it in, okay? Moving on, let's delete these two guys. I don't need these. Let's deal with just this first B-roll shot that I liked. Now that this shot is in, if I wanted to cut this up, say it's too long, there's a couple ways to do this, but the first way that I want to show you is using the blade tool. So if you look over here where my mouse is, there's this little blade tool, and if I hover over it, it says blade edit mode. So if I click on that, then my tool is a blade, and if I click, it cuts the shot. Okay, so it puts a little cut. You can see it right there. I'm gonna click undo. Okay, so that's good and all, but what's quicker is if you actually just hit the letter B, and B is a shortcut. So you click and you cut, but fuck. Okay, so But what's even quicker than that is to use keyboard shortcuts. So this is very important. B is for blade, okay? A gets you back to the arrow tool, just your normal tool that hovers around, grabs things, moves things around. This is kind of your standard arrow. If you hover over this arrow here, you can see selection mode. A is the shortcut, okay? I just think A for arrow, okay? So when I want to get back to that arrow, click A and boom. But if I want to make a cut, I click B, I get my blade tool, and then wherever I'm ready to make a cut, boom, I can just make all my cuts like that, okay? Now, I'm going to undo. I'm going to click A to get back to my arrow tool. Now, if you wanted to just drag the clip, you can click and drag on either side as well. So if I wanted to make it shorter, I don't have to always hit the blade tool. I could just click and start dragging as well, okay? So that's another option, is just click and drag. Okay, but there are going to be times where there's other shots on the timeline and clicking and dragging isn't going to do what you need. So in that case, then you hit B, boom, make a cut, and you're ready to go. Just remember to hit A to get back to that selection tool. Otherwise, you're going to make accidental cuts. Okay, so just to recap, we talked about 4 keyboard shortcuts. The first 2 were when you were selecting the spots from your clip to move on the timeline, and we had to set in points and out points. So I sets my in point, and O is my out point, okay? And then I can drag the shots onto the timeline. Now, once my shots are on the timeline, the 2 important ones were B for blade, okay, so I can make my cuts, and A for arrow to get me back to the selection tool. So B and A. I and O for in and out, B and A for blade and arrow tool, okay? So there are other shortcuts that we're going to talk about later on, but this is like the essentials to get you going.